get shows like Cheryl Underwood and Blues Time in the City, you can pick us up at www.kuaw.org or go to the TuneIn app and search KUAW. Listen to us. We're on 24 hours a day. That's KUAW Radio, Kansas City's global community radio station. And this is what you hear every day from noon till 2. Don't miss the Cheryl Underwood Show.
Where you at, baby?
Sure, I'm at my first alma mater, Clark Atlanta University in Atlanta, Georgia. CAU was the first HBCU in the Southern United States. Shout out to our affiliate ATL Talks in Atlanta, Georgia, and everyone getting out there to vote for those two.
Can you see me? Kind of. Yeah, it look all jacked up. I'm about to mess with that real quick. Welcome to. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. Yes. Hold on, let me see.
Yeah, the phone background's different.
I know, boy. They like, yeah. Look at this. Yeah. All right, we're gonna do it like that. What's going on? What's cracking? What's going on? Welcome to Scrilltown. It's been a couple of weeks. Let me see. Yeah, look at this screen. Okay, we doing it live and satellite this time. You know what I'm saying? This is the first time for me. Shout out to KUAW for giving us the opportunity to do this. We got a special guest in the house tonight. He is a stand-up comedian from the West Coast. You know what I'm saying? He's funny as all get out. He also, by the way, is my cousin. He's family, you know. So we're going to give a round of applause to stand-up comedian London Lee, man. What's going on, London, bro? What's going on, man?
Thank y'all, man.
Yeah.
Nothing much, man. Just, you know, being an essential worker. Just logged off the computer at home working. I'm at home, so like everybody else in California. I don't know where all your listeners is at, but California, we still on lockdown, man. So it's bad out here. Ain't no bars open, ain't nothing. We outside eating.
Are you?
So it's still the same out here right now. Yeah, man, we still outside eating. Tables. Man, we have picnic tents, anything that people can put up. Man, they putting up anything. Umbrellas. You want to eat, you got to pick it up, or you outside eating. Man, we can't do nothing. No bars open, no movie theaters. We at home with it. So on the West Coast, man, we still messed up, man. So I'm just letting y'all know it's still all bad here.
He said it's bad. Hey, so tell me a little bit about you, man. And how long have you been doing stand-up comedy, and then as well as what got you started?
Man, the crazy part is I only been doing stand-up 3 years. So I started summer 2018, and ever since then it just took off. I always wanted to do it, but you know, like everybody, you know, life just you doing different things. You working, and you know what I'm saying, you just putting your goals and dreams on the back burner. And then one day I finally said, man, you know what, I'm gonna go to one of these open mics. Went to open mic, and it was my first time, you know, ever performing some stand-up stuff I wrote, and people and the people there was like, man, it's your first time doing this. I'm like, yeah. They're like, man, you need to you know, continue on. And I just kept pushing. From that day, once I did the open mic, I kept pushing, man.
So give us a little bit about your upbringing, man.
Oh man, so I'm from California. I grew up here in the Wardy, Morovia area, which is close to Pasadena. I know most people will know where Pasadena is. So it's a surrounding city around Los Angeles County. My grandmother raised me. You know, my pops had a hand in that. But my pops was in the street. He was in and out of jail. So my grandmother took on me and my younger brother. And she raised us, you know, to be family oriented. You know, with them deep Southern roots, we got whoopings. It wasn't, look, we got whoopings. It wasn't no breaks, man. We got whoopings. Bad whoopings. Wasn't no fast food. If you didn't like what my grandmother ate, then you just went to sleep. Just don't eat that night. That's just how that was, man. My uncles, man,
right.
Freeze them. No, okay.
See, I want to get grounded or nothing.
Nah, when yeah, you just don't eat. You no fast food McDonald's, none of that. You want to make neck bones and greens. If you don't like neck bones and greens, you don't eat. That's just how it go, man.
Okay.
That's just how it go, man. And I think as far as my upbringing with I played sports in high school, was a great athlete. You know what I mean? I just didn't take the right classes. And then, after high school, I went to Bakersfield City College, which is up north, like 2-3 hours up north from where I'm at. Went there for 2 years, played football up there. Okay. That didn't pan out. Came back home and just started working, man. Just started doing the normal stuff.
Right.
Man, it's gangs out here. So that was my whole thing, to try to leave my area where I'm from, to go somewhere else, just to get away from all the gang activity. As I did that, my younger brother ended up getting caught up in gang violence, and end up getting killed because of it. In 2000, my brother passed away in 2008. So January 2008, my younger brother got murdered, and what I'm saying, I just, and ever since then, I just kept really pushing on my goals. At first, it was just work. Yeah. And then, what I'm saying, I recently, like I said, these last 3 years, I've been really doing the comedy and doing real well in it. So that's definitely my passion.
So in these last 3 years, like, tell us about some of the experiences that you've had with the stand-up. I seen that you were a part of a competition, looked like maybe about 6 months ago. Tell us a little bit about that, man, and some of your experiences.
Oh man, I had some great experiences. Met some great people. Been on shows with people I never would have thought I would be on shows with. Some of my best experiences, man. Like, we sold out one of my first shows in December 2018. I had to try out for it, and like in the summer, like I said, I started doing stand up. I started looking around, how can I get on a real show instead of just doing open mics? Open mics, anybody can do it. Shows you actually get booked for and you get paid for. You know what I mean? I had to go try out. I got booked. The person that booked me, he was like, "Man, I like your style, man. I'm gonna book you. You tell me when you're ready." I said, "Give me a December show." He gave me a December show. We sold that thing out. I didn't even have social media at the time. Actually, and we still sold out. I didn't even have social media. I had no Facebook, no Instagram, nothing. And we sold it out. And after that, he told me, "Man, you know what? You can come back. Man, I like your style, man. I like what you did. Come back in April." So I got my social media, my Facebook, my Instagram. Man, we literally packed the room. They had to bring in extra chairs. Just it was the room only fit like 150. We had like 250 standing room only, man. And he let me headline, and I did, man, second show ever. I did 20 minutes. I did 20 minutes headlining, man. And then from that point, one of the bookers at the Pasadena Ice House. If you don't know what the Pasadena Ice House is, you can Google it. It's a historical comedy club. Legends have performed there, such as Hughley, Rodman, Felipe Esparza, Joe Rogan. And so I the booker ended up booking me on a bigger show for the next month. And I was on a show with Alonzo Bowden. If you don't know who he is, he's a very accomplished comic. And Zainab Johnson, she's a very accomplished comic. Movies.
I've heard of them names.
So and the rest has been history, man. I've been on shows with Tone Bell, just a lot of different people, man. It's been a good road, and it's just on me to just keep pushing and doing what I do just to make people laugh, man. That's it. Just telling true stories. And the one thing I'm gonna let your listeners know about, I'm an observational comic, but I'm telling true stories, man. And that's the one thing I get love for, because most comedians in the game don't start off being real with themselves. I just was gonna tell my story off the gate. Be real, come from the heart every time. And I just, the stuff I write is from my experiences. So.
Right. That's what's up, man. So going into a stand-up session, let's say they give you 20 minutes, like, what's your preparation for that stand-up? Like, how do you know, I know it takes some time to get everything on a timing aspect. So how do you normally set up and rehearse for 20-minute or so stand-up session?
The first thing I'm gonna do if they're giving me 20 minutes and I'm headlining, I know that I have to, I'm coming after who knows who. It might be some great comics, it might be some that are not that great. But majority of the time, if you headlining, you got 20 minutes, you coming after some good comics, so you got to bring your A game. The first thing I'm gonna do to prepare is, if I know when that show is gonna be, I'm gonna hit a lot of open mics, probably work on some new material, work on some old, rework my old material, because a joke is never done. That's the one thing I learned, and I'm glad I learned this early. No matter how many times you do a joke, you can always add more. You can always, you want to do a joke from every angle. If you're talking about a hot dog, you want to talk about the bread, the skin, the ends, whatever you're talking about, you want to do it from every angle. So I would rework a joke that I've done before, that, I've done it and it was successful, and just add more to it. Just keep adding to that. And my thing is, I'm big on crowd. I'm big on, talking to the crowd and observations in the room. Because at the end of the day, stand-up is the relationship between you and the crowd. Right. So you have to give the crowd something. You can't just get up there and just, like you're reciting a speech. That's not what the crowd wants to hear. They want to see you in your natural element and feel natural. So I probably do 10 minutes of just, talking about things that happened that day or things that I've seen happen before I got on stage. So those are some preparation tips that I do. And as far as anytime I'm going into a show, I got 20 minutes or anything over 15, that's what I'm doing.
Yeah, okay. So is it harder to headline, or is it harder to come after somebody?
Man, I'm gonna say the hardest thing is the hardest thing is the headline, because you have to sell the tickets. You are the person that people are supposed to come see. If you're a headliner, you're obviously the one selling the tickets, man. People, right. It's 2021, man, and people still want to know the price, man. How much is that ticket? How much is it gonna cost me to get in? People will literally ask me who gonna be there. I don't know who gonna be there, man. I don't know who's gonna be on the show. The booker just told me. Right. The booker just called me and said, "Do I want to be on the show?" I'm just letting y'all know. You know what I'm saying? Right. Come out, man. This is the one thing I get from people all the time. I'm gonna make your next show, and that's fine, man. I think people get it confused because I'm posting, when the show is that I'm asking them. I'm just saying whoever can come out. Man, I understand life happens to everybody. I don't go to everything, so
you gotta show that love. You gotta show that love.
It's hard. It's harder to headline, man, because they want you to sell those tickets, man. Because at the end of the day, if you don't get people in the seat, it's no comedy show, so it's hard.
I'm gonna tag you in here. I want to make sure you on here before we go any further, because I don't want people to miss this opportunity. Yeah. Like I said, this is the first time that my show has there you go. Set up satellite. Yeah. So I want to make sure everybody on here. Problem. Yeah, there we go. Get that bad boy going. Okay. Yeah. So you said it's harder to headline, selling the tickets, promoting yourself. So how important is it to promote yourself, being that you're up and coming, new comic? Like how important is in your city, to promote yourself, and like what are some of the tools that you use when it comes to promoting yourself?
Man, promoting yourself is like the number one thing, and not just on social media, just anywhere you go. I don't care if I'm going to a restaurant and I'm talking to the person that's ordering my food. Hey, I do stand up, man. Follow me on Facebook, Instagram, give them a card, whatever, because a lot of people, like, believe it or not, a lot of people don't have social media, man. A lot of people are private. A lot of people don't use, the normal streams of social media, and I think people get it twisted. Like, okay, I just got to be big on social media. That's not true, man. You got to be big out here in the streets, period. Like, it's a lot of people that don't got social media. It's a lot of older people. I think people forget about that. Like, especially with me, I got a lot of family that's older that don't have social media. So either I got to text them directly, call them, or if I see them, let them know what's going on. And also people in the street. Like I said, if I go to a car wash and I'm getting my car wash, man, and the person I'm talking to, I'm paying the money to is cool. I'm like, hey, man, I do stand up. Hey, check me on social media. If you don't got social media, man, here's my card. You know what I'm saying? My YouTube channel, you know what I'm saying? I post stuff on there. So whatever you want to do, you know what I mean? So it's just different things, man. You gotta promote yourself, and social media is a good tool to promote yourself, but it's not I think people get it twisted. That's not the only tool, because you still gotta be out here in the streets and promote yourself. It's a lot of people that don't deal with social media. You gotta be out here in the streets.
Yeah, you got to be, you got to have a combination of promotion tools and strategies. You're right, bro. Like, that's one of the things I tell people all the time is to promote themselves. But you're right. If you're only promoting yourself one way, and like I try to tell people, it's like, 500,000 people here, there, and everywhere. So just think, social media is only a small margin. You know what I'm saying? If you can get out in the streets and, like you said, go places anywhere you go and advertise yourself and like that, yeah, you'll gain, followers of fans as much as possible. So,
some of these gangsters on the run, they ain't got no Facebook. They hide out, but they want to go catch a comedy show on the low. They on the run though.
Right.
I got warrants. I can't be on. I got warrants, bro. When I come to the show, I slide up. Just give me call me, text me.
Yeah, they can't afford to be on social media.
They can't afford, man. You know what I'm saying? Some people got a wife and a girlfriend on the side. They can't afford that. They just they might want to take the girlfriend to the show, not the wife this time. Who knows? Can't afford it, man. Most definitely.
So as far as since with COVID, man, like, so how are you faring with keeping yourself busy and keeping people's attention and stuff like that? Like, especially in California, because you said everything shut down and stuff like that. How are you faring out there, man?
Man, okay. So what I had to really do is like I said, I had to like promote myself more when I'm going to like these restaurants. Hey, I do stand up. But as far as my social media, I had to just start going back through my old, which is good that I had enough material and enough shows that I can go back and pick jokes, 2-minute jokes, and post them. Post them once a week, post them daily, post memes, post different things, man. And that's what I really do right now. I mean, everything's shut down. A lot of people doing open mics and things like that out here. Outside open mics, I did a few of those. It just wasn't my thing at the moment. But I've been getting booked for some Zoom shows, so I'm gonna try that out. I got one coming up March 12th, so that'll be cool. But just writing, really writing and looking at my material, looking at, like I said, going back, looking at old jokes. Should I keep this? Can I rework this? Can I make it better?
Right.
So when things do open back up, I'm ready to hit the ground running. But nothing's like stage time. That's one thing I know any comic could say. Nothing like getting on stage and doing it. I don't care how much you write, how much you work. Nothing like getting on stage and doing it. So I really can't wait till things open back up so I can get back to that aspect of it, So of being safe and everything like that. So
right. So like, are they? So in Kansas City, they're allowing like a certain percentage per bar and establishment. So for example, they'll be like, y'all can have 20% capacity versus the 100%. So they ain't even doing that out there.
Man, in California, y'all listeners, if y'all not from California, nothing is open. Bars have not been open since COVID shut down. I think they opened up when COVID happened in March. And everything was shut down. They opened things back up a little bit in the summer, and then it shut down completely. And it hasn't been open. It has not been open ever since around June. So no bars, nothing. They just opened back up restaurants a month ago, and that's for seating outside only.
Wow.
That's for seating outside only. So the gyms are all outside, no inside, no indoor gyms. The gyms are all outside. All the gyms are outside. Planet Fitness hasn't opened back up out here in California. The part where we at. So everything's outside. I mean, it's rough, man. Just we really going through it out here, man. It's different. Like there's not playing with with COVID. Everything is outside, man.
Right.
For sure.
So okay. As far as some of your mentors or somebody that gives you advice or been in the game a little bit longer than you, like who are some of the people that you look up to or you get advice from, when you getting ready to prepare for an event?
Man, the crazy part is, honestly, I get advice from like my closest friends, man. Like my closest friends give me the most advice because that's where I come up with my material. Like we just been talking about something random, and in my head, everything's a joke. Like when you're a comic, and I know a lot of comics do that, but I be talking about something random with my boys. I'm like, that's a bit, man. That's a bit. I got my little recorder on my phone. I'm like, like, women be shopping.
Right. Yeah.
So I'll put it in my phone and I'll go back to it later. But as far as advice I get from accomplished people that I look up to in the game, my friend Ken Edwin, he does like a lot of YouTube videos. If y'all look at his YouTube channel, y'all see y'all probably know him. He does the videos with Big Ja and
okay, yeah.
What's the other cat name? What's the other cat? Minx and all them. My friend Ken, he does a lot of video. He's in that same group. So
okay.
I get a lot of advice from him, man. I send him a joke and he'll give me some advice on that. My boy Mike Mizzle, man, he a top comedian from Chicago. I met him just through comedy, and we normally get booked on the same shows in LA. And he gives out good advice and just he a super funny cat, man.
Really? Okay.
Warren V, I get love from them. They just getting the stage time, getting booked by him consistently helps me get better. And my folks, I'm in this group, Cool Beans, comedy, man. My guy Corey and Matt and Torrance, they mentor up and coming comics. In the game, and they're always giving me advice, giving me stage time. Torrance is, I used to work with Torrance before I even did comedy, and I used to always tell him I'm gonna do it, and I finally started doing it. He's like, man, you really good.
Right.
That's motivation for me from a person that's been doing comedy for a long time, and he's seen me come up, and he's like, you're really good. And when people see you take something serious, man, they with you. If they see you not taking it serious, they're not gonna rock with you. But if you taking something serious and you want to do it, people gonna rock with you.
Man, that's some great advice. That's good advice. Like, that's a life lesson. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, exactly what you just said, if they know you serious, and if they look like it's being serious for you, they will rock with you. Because a lot of times it's all talk, you know what I'm saying? But it's all about showing them. Yeah, it's all about showing them.
And that's the one thing, man, I always say, man, you gotta, you could show, you can talk all you want, but you gotta show and prove, man. And you got to show and prove, and like with this COVID stuff, I know people like, man, I ain't seen Lion get on stage. I can't, man. I don't want to get sick, and it's just not the time right now. You know what I'm saying? It's not the time. But when that time come, man, when my time come, I'm definitely gonna be ready, man. I'm telling you, like y'all viewers out there, I'm telling you, I'm gonna change the game, man. Like I literally dream jokes. Like how rappers dream lyrics, I dream jokes.
Right. See,
it's the same concept. It's the same concept. Like I wake up like, oh man, I'm using that. Like anything, like, everything is a joke to me, man. And if it's it just depends on how I put it, but it just depends on how I pin it and I'm gonna put it. But nothing, like I said, nothing compares to stage time. But those are some of the people that like motivate me, man, and make me better, man.
So who's your inspiration? Like if you can name off 3 to 5 comedians, not that you patting yourself by, but like people that you either have, kind of groomed yourself after, or you just like, like you dig their style, but like comics that have established themselves and are on a major scale. Like who would you name?
Man, the crazy part is like people don't understand. I'm a comedy connoisseur. I've been watching. Man, I used to have a black box in the room, man. Before we were stealing cable and watching Def Comedy. We was stealing cable at the time. I had the black box in the room, man. 10, 11, 12, man, watching Def Comedy Jam, man. Martin Lawrence always gonna be up there, man. Martin Lawrence is always gonna be up there at the top. Just his stage presence and just man, his freestyle ability and how comfortable he is and natural on stage and just the wild stuff he can do. He's always gonna be up there at the top. For me, Corey Holcomb, just because he just
Corey.
He's himself. Like people, you know what I'm saying? When you're yourself, you always gonna I can rock with that because I'm always gonna try to be myself. Patrice O'Neal, rest in peace.
Yeah, rest in peace, Patrice O'Neal.
And when I saw Elephant in the Room, man, and that's my first time seeing him. Like I never, this was before the internet was, really popping like that. So I'm watching Showtime one day and Elephant in the Room come on, and I'm just like, who is it? Man, killing it. Had me in tears. Dave Chappelle, of course. Dave Chappelle. And I got and it's a few white comedians, and it's a lot of people. I used to go to the Laugh Factory. Me and my boys used to go to Chocolate Sundays.
Really?
This is just like this before I ever thought about doing comedy. We used to go every Sunday. So I didn't see some of the top people that wasn't top perform before they blew up. So one of the people I saw way before he blew up, and I'm talking about this is like 05. 06. Sebastian Maniscalco, Italian comedian. I don't know if you know who he is.
I've heard that name. Yeah, I've heard that name.
If you look at his stuff, man, we seen him at the left. This way, like he is like the echelon selling out arenas now. But we saw him at the Laugh Factory before anybody knew him. And when he got on stage, me and my boy said, this is before the internet era, the crazy, Google and all that. When he got on stage, he shut it down. He shut Chocolate Sundays down. I'll never forget that, man. That is etched in my mind today. Like if I ever had to do a set, if I ever wanted to do a set, like when I look at a set and I look at like, okay, how would I want to shut it down? I want to shut it down how he shut it down that night at the Laugh Factory, man. That dude killed it, man. He got up there and obliterated the stage, man, like standing ovation type stuff. It's like 05, like it's like 2005. 2005. Literally, man. And he was Italian. He was in an all-black room. Killed it. Killed it. Like that was ridiculous, man.
So that's crazy. So were you the guy like in school that they kind of knew was gonna be a comedian? Was you like the class clown? Was you the funny guy roasting people? You know what I'm saying? Would you that dude that be on the school bus, like, don't sit there in the back, he gonna roast you. Was you that dude?
The crazy part is I'm one of the top athletes from the city, you know what I'm saying?
Really?
But
okay.
I was always roasting and everybody knew, like, here he come, like, but I got that from my uncles. My uncles did. My uncles, I would see when I was younger, man, I'd be out there, my uncle shooting dice in the backyard, just hanging with their friends. And my uncle Larry and Truck, they roasting everybody. They roasted my friends when they come to the house to get me. They roasted. I just took what they did and started taking it to school and it just became natural. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not even the funniest person from my hood. Like my cousin, I think everybody from where I met is funny, man. Everybody from where I live at, like that I grew up with, most people got jokes, but the two funniest people I can honestly say is probably my cousin Dion and my homie Neil. Them two right there would literally make people not even want to come to school, man. They was on some different level. Like, if you're gonna wear the same thing, you might as well just stay home that day. Like, if you're gonna re-wear the same thing, stay home. Like, don't come today. Today is not your day. You're gonna lose. You're going to want to fight, man. You're going to lose.
You're right. Yeah, I had a homeboy. Well, I still do. His name's Big Sad, man. That dude, every time, he will find some stuff like, I'll never forget. He said, your head so nappy, it looked like mashed potato, grandma's mashed potatoes. You know what I'm saying? When he said that, bro, we was in like 7th, 8th grade. But when he said that, that stuck with me for the rest of my life. Because I knew he roasted me. You know what I'm saying? I was done. I was like, I can't do it, man.
I'm going to tell you, look, my cousin Dion, I'm going to tell you a joke that Neil said and Dion said. Dion told one of my cousin has some messed up shoes on. He said, them is anything shoes. I'm like, what's anything shoes? He said, you can play basketball in them, shoot dice, have shootouts in them. Them is anything shoes. I was like,
anything.
Oh, they're different. When you thinking outside the box like that, man, that's crazy, man. Different, man.
So give us like a scenario that you've had where it was just a tough room that you had to, you know what I'm saying? Have you ever had that situation?
Tough room all the time. See, man, the crazy part, when I first started, I started going to this open mic on Thursday nights called Chatterbox. And I know people say funny is funny. That's what a lot of comments say, funny is funny. Not necessarily true, because we all have different experiences. If I'm talking about an experience that you don't have, it's not going to be funny to you because you can't relate. So this room is predominantly white. I'm talking about dope and, you know what I'm saying? Good stuff. Hey, like, man, what's going on? Get him off the stage. Like, get him, hey, boo. Get him out of here. And this is an open mic, so it's you do your time. And I remember thinking about it like, dang, man, my boy had came with me. My friend Joe used to come with me to that open mic every Thursday. And he used to tell me on the drive home, because I'd be like, man, I bombed. And he used to say, Lon, man, you ain't bomb, man. It's just I didn't even thought about that. He was like, they don't even understand what you're talking about. He's like, when you get in the room with people that understand what you're talking about, you're gonna kill. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna kill. And then, you know what I'm saying, I just kept going back to the open mic, and then the people just started being more receptive and listening. You know what I'm saying? And I got better. And that chatterbox made me a beast, but I ain't gonna front like that. Because it's a hard room. But if you're funny, you're funny. It made me a beast. It made me go back and put my pen to the pad and say, okay, I need to say it this way. And this is how everybody can catch this, not just Black and Mexican people or whoever from the hood. This is how they can catch it too. Everybody can catch it. So it made me get better, man. Seriously.
So have you ever had to change up your routine because of a situation, like something didn't go right, either, you know, the setup where like you might have supposed to been headliner, but now you gotta, you know, you the opening, blah blah blah. Oh, yeah. Have you ever had to change something up? How does that? Is that frustrating, or is that cool, or are you good with that? Like, do you prepare for that type of stuff already, or?
I didn't prepare for it before, but now, you know what I'm saying, I got a little bit of skin in the game. I prepare for it more, because they can tell you one thing and a whole other thing will come up. Man, they'd be like, oh, this person dropped in, he gonna do 20, I only need you to do 10. And you like, dang, I had, you know what I'm saying? And they be, the funny part is, man, you could be killing whatever. If you want to keep your relationships with these comedy clubs, man, do your time. Don't run the light. If you're running these lights, meaning you're going over your time, these clubs won't book you, because these clubs might have other shows and other events, or have to be out of there by a certain time. Yeah. And they plan for an hour. They're not planning for an hour and a half just because you want to do an extra 5 to 10 minutes. So yeah, so you got to just be prepared on that. But like I said, I didn't prepare before, but now I do. You know what I mean? So it can throw anybody off if you're not prepared.
Okay. So I'm gonna give you one last question. I've got a little bit of experience with public speaking too, as well. Not on the comedy side, but you know what I'm saying? So how do you cut somebody off when you're up there doing your stand-up and they in the crowd and they giving it to you, or at least trying to give it to you, heckling or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Like, or maybe let's say you start a joke off with somebody in the crowd. Like you said, you know, sometimes you'll go into, you know, whatever's going on in the moment. Like, how do you cut that off and get back onto your routine and your joke?
Ooh, now that's a hard one, because if you have a heckler, it depends on the type of heckler, because you have some that just won't stop, and they want to be a part of the show. My thing is, if you want to be a part of the show, we're gonna make you a part of the show. Let's do it. We're gonna make you find something. We're gonna make you a part. If you want to be a part of the show, we're gonna make you a part of the show. Now, the one thing I could tell any comic, I'm still new in the game, but I know this: if you invite people into your set, you get that. Now you stuck with that. So if you're not ready to do that, don't invite them into your set. Meaning, if you say blah 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 to this person, now you invite this person to give you something back. Yeah. So don't invite them into your set if you're not ready, if you're not prepared to deal with that. Now, if you're prepared to deal with it, deal with it. Because you can, I can say something about somebody, and I'm prepared to go back and forth with you for 10 minutes until I get off the stage. That's fine with me. But if you're not prepared for it, don't do it. Don't invite people to your set, man. But it's easy to get back. Like, if you got a good crowd, it's easy to mess with the crowd and then get back to your material. You know what I mean? So it's easy, but like I said, you still under that time constraint. You're still under that time constraint. So you plan for 10 minutes, or like say you plan for 10 minutes of jokes. You didn't plan to be 3 minutes on this person. So now you gotta know where you want to go start at, you know what I'm saying, to finish that set. So those are things you gotta understand.
So it sounds like it takes some serious preparation, because the thing I was gonna ask you is, as far as memorizing this stuff, like,
okay, I think we talked about, I skipped over the question you asked me about the U.S. comedy competition. Now, I'm going to say that's probably was the hardest thing I had to do. And since I've been doing stand-up, the reason why is I had to go compete for, I had to go enter the competition, do a set with, I think that night it was 30 other comics. And you had to be top 3 to make it to the finals. Okay. So I did my set, and then you got to think and I never had done a competition before.
Right.
And the room in the competition, and like I said, I know people say funny is funny, but it's a room full of people like you coming to see me, right? You coming to see me, this person coming to see me, but these other people come to see A and B. They might, they know it's a competition, it's money on the line. They may not want to laugh at your jokes because they want to. Right. So the initial part was the hardest part for me, and in the competition it was let's say I remember I think it was 3 minutes straight, like at the end of 3 minutes they started deducting points if you're going over.
Really? Dang. Okay.
Start deducting points, so you gotta really know what you're gonna do. But they give you the red light, meaning you can tell them when to give you the red light actually. But I would always want mines at a minute, so I know at minute I know I gotta start wrapping it up. So it's hard, man. Definitely when you go on time constraints.
Well, see, and that's why I was thinking, like, because I forgot, I used to go to the Improv all the time, and there was, a couple of opening acts that came in, and one dude forgot his joke, you know what I'm saying? He played it off pretty good, and I don't even think I really realized it until after we left, but I'm like, dang, dude forgot his joke, and you know what I'm saying? So that's why I was asking, like, when it comes down to memorization,
memorization that's an important part of everything. Like memorization, like you can forget your jokes, man. I got up there, man. I got up at the Ice House one time, and I wasn't headlining, but I was the feature. Man, I forgot one part of my joke, but it was funny because I was like, because I had the crowd with me, and I got to the high point, they laughing, and I like just forgot the one part. I'm like, dang, and they started laughing because they was waiting on it because I had them like waiting like for the other punch. I'm like, got it. I said, hold on, I'll bring it back. You know what I'm saying? Telling you, man, it happens, man. Memorization is everything. Seriously.
It sounds like you having a good time out there, man. I've watched some of your stand-up, and I was like, this dude is crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like, he a fool with it. So to our listeners, you got some guys that want to be comedians, some girls that want to be comedians. What kind of advice would you give them, and encouragement, before you get off here?
I'm gonna give you this, man. Be you. A lot of comics, there's already a Dave Chappelle, there's already a Kevin Hart, there's already all these other comedians that's famous. You have to be you. Find your voice. Meaning when you're on stage or when you're writing your material, write in the way you talk. Write in your voice. I was lucky to find that in myself early, and I heard a lot of top comedians have told me that you're lucky to find it because a lot of people don't. But write in your voice. Also, man, have the people in your hood back you first. If you don't got support of your city or your town or whatever, it don't matter who supports you. If they don't support you, they gotta rock with you first. So get out there. If you coaching or whatever you're doing, man, get or whatever you're doing, have your town support you first, and you support them. That's how it should be. But the main thing is nothing beats stage time. I mean, whatever city you in, if you can go do it, open mics, go get your stage time. Go get your stage time because nothing beats it. There's no school for it. Go get your stage time. That's my advice.
Dope, man. That's dope. You know what I'm saying? Listeners, I hope y'all listening, man. This is a good good interview with a good comedian. I see big things coming from Big Cuz. Yeah, man. You got any shout outs to anybody? And then also, where can people find you at, until this COVID open up? Where can they find you on social media or, so forth?
Man, you can find me Facebook, London Lee, Instagram, London Lee _comedy. You will see me on there, man. Follow my Instagram page, follow my Facebook page. Just give a shout out to my city, man. Shout out to the Wardy Morovia people, man. Y'all keep doing what y'all doing. Hopefully y'all keep supporting, man. I love y'all, and man, you know what I'm saying, I hope y'all love me back. Believe me, man. I'm gonna try to put on as much as I could for the city, man. And whenever we get there, man, you know what's coming after that. So thank y'all. Man, for sure. Thank you for the interview, cousin. Appreciate it.
Yeah. Hey, man, thank you. London Lee, like he said, check out London Lee on all social media platforms. If you can't find that, look for London Lee at comedy. This dude's dope, man. He's family. He's constantly growing. He's gonna be like a force to reckon with. you know, in the future, especially after this COVID. Man, I already know that West Coast gonna have all kind of stuff going on, and you're gonna have more jokes for days, bro.
Cannot wait.
Yeah. So we want to thank you, you know what I'm saying, for coming on, man. And like anytime, bro, we're gonna have to do this again. I really want to get a whole bunch of y'all to get together and do like a group Zoom or whatever. But yeah, man,
cool.
yeah, we're gonna get back up. But like I said, tune in next week. Thanks KUAW for the opportunity. Like I said, this is the first time we did it, you know, satellite like this. But I want to thank London Lee for the opportunity as well. Give the family the love. And until next time, we out. Welcome to Scrilltown.
Have a good one, cuz